Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So I want to talk about what's going on with Graham Platner. You guys know I have stood by him. I have overlooked a lot of things that have gone down, have been reported on him, because I believe that people can change. I know I have changed tremendously over the years. I believe that people can redeem themselves. And I thought that that's where it was going to land. He had the best chance of beating Susan Collins. For those who don't know, he is the senatorial candidate for Maine right now and running against Republican Susan Collins. Um, However, this latest news is beyond the pale. It crosses a red line, as it should, for anyone. Allegations of sexual assault are absolutely, not just allegations, but credible allegations should be a red line. Like, we cannot turn into MAGA, right? They have someone at the top of their party who is running our country right now who is a proven sexual predator, who has been accused by almost 3 dozen women, who was proven in a court of law to have violated E. Jean Carroll. The Supreme Court just upheld that ruling and said we're not going to touch, any of that. Um, the judge called it rape. And understand, as I'm using these words, this video is going to be demonetized. This video is going to be hidden. So please share it with other people so that they can hear what I'm saying here. But yeah, we need to draw a line. So this is my red line. So here's the deal. If you had not heard about this, a woman named Jenny Rassicot, I believe is how you Rassico. I think that's how you pronounce Rossico. Anyway, she dated Graham Platner on and off, she said, starting in 2019. They met online. She alleges that he assaulted her in 2021. This is a woman who I mentioned previously. So she had been cited in the Washington Post article talking about other women, but this was the woman who said, I told him not to come over one night and he came over anyway. She didn't say that he did anything wrong. And so I was like, I don't understand why they even included it. Well, now I understand. She apparently had told other people. It got back to the Washington Post, so they knew about the allegation, but she was not yet ready to talk about it on the record. She now has. She told her story to Politico. If you want to go read it, here's the article. She said in this article, quote, I remember the specific moment where I thought to myself, like, this is no longer my choice. She also said that Platner appeared to be blackout drunk. And let me just say this for anyone who has not been blackout drunk, it does not mean that you pass out. Okay. Unfortunately, when I was a teenager, I did have one incident where I was blackout drunk. I was up, I was walking around, I was talking, I was doing things that I would never in a million years do if I had been sober. If it had not been for other people, unfortunately, I was out in public. If it had not been for other people telling me what I did, I would have no clue. For hours of my night gone. Absolutely no memory whatsoever. It's as if someone is telling you about somebody else. Like, you don't remember. You might have snapshots, like pictures in your mind, but no memory of actual incidences, occurrences, anything you said or did. And even then you question, like, am I remembering that little snapshot, or is that something that someone told me happened? So anyway, it is not an excuse. Um, I'm just saying it's very possible he does not recall, that he does not remember this happening. But I'm going to tell you why I believe these allegations are credible. So this Rassico said that, quote, the look on his face and realizing what was happening, I just realized that, like, I am in a situation where there's no consent here. So she made the decision to just submit because she didn't know what he was capable of at that point. She didn't want to get hurt. um, but it was not consensual, according to her. The next day, she asked Platner if he remembered what happened. He said no, which again is quite possible that he does not remember it. She later sent Instagram messages to him saying, I don't want to ever hear from you again. She told him that it was not consensual. He did not respond to those messages. Now, Politico was not able to see those messages. She said she tried to recover them, that she deleted all of her messages with him, all of her social media contact with him, because she didn't want to talk about it anymore. She didn't want to think about it. That never works for any women out there. That does not work. It comes back on you. But anyway, she also said she didn't speak out until now because she didn't want to be known as a rape victim. She also said that she actually believes in his politics. She agrees with him. She said, quote, one of the reasons I didn't come forward sooner was the huge moral conflict that I had between supporting his politics but not supporting him as a person. I just want the truth out there. I just want people to have a whole scope of who he is as a person. Apparently, she did tell a boyfriend who she dated after Graham Platner. He confirmed the story to Politico. She also showed them emails that she sent to a therapist who she's seeing, which referenced SA/rape. There were also text messages that she showed to Politico between Rasico and a friend. And apparently, what ended up happening was the friend reached out and said, hey, I'm thinking about setting up Graham Platner with this other woman I know. And Rasico said, no, don't do that. What she told this person was, hey, we can talk later if you want the full scoop. But I, quote, ended up in a bad situation with him. She also described Platner as, quote, consensually careless. And she said that he, quote, doesn't listen to you when drunk. So here's the deal. Platner has until next Monday to drop out in order to get his name off the ballot. At that point, it's anybody's question or anybody's guess at this point, I should say, what the Democratic Party is going to do, if they're going to try to pick someone themselves, which they're not the best at doing that, given, what Chuck Schumer picked. He picked, someone who was never going to get elected. But there is one possibility. So here's what Drop Site News reported. So they are saying that Platner volunteers want the choice to be Troy Jackson. So Troy Jackson, as I understand it, is a very unique character. He was a Republican, then he switched, and then he became an independent, and then he became a Democrat. So he has slowly moved to the left, become more of a Democrat. He is a Democrat now. And he aligns, he's one of the only ones that I have heard mentioned who aligns with Graham Platner's populist platform. He actually had endorsed Graham Platner. So he appears to be the best fit. We'll see. We'll see if the Democratic Party tries to shove someone down the throats of, of Mainers. If they try to do, Janet Mills again or somebody in her vein, we're done. I mean, just, we need this seat. This seat is kind of like crucial in order for the Democrats to take back the Senate. So this is a very bad thing. And here's the thing, guys, like, I wish that we had better morals in this country. I wish that the red line would be like, if you cheat on your spouse, you're done. That's not where we're at. So that's why a lot of people were like, okay, well, you know what? We're going to play the game the way MAGA has. We're going to play the game the way the Republicans have set it up. And to be honest, it's not just the Republicans. I mean, this goes back, decades, centuries, with every man. But more recently, you got Bill Clinton and then you got Trump. I mean, it just, at some point, we need to stop the downward trajectory in this country. And we need to start saying, no, if you want to be in the position of of power over the most powerful country in the world, you have to have ethics, you have to have morals, you have to have, a moral compass, you have to have principles and be a good person, and not lie. I mean, I don't think that's too much to ask. To not be a liar. What a concept. Anyway, all right, guys, I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know. Probably touch on this again on Friday on the live stream. We'll probably, know by then what's going on. And so we'll talk about it on the live stream. And if for anybody who doesn't know, that is at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern. And my friend Alex might be joining me this week. It might be somebody else. It could be Alex and someone else. So we'll see, but I'll be there. All right. Thank you all so much. Love you all. Please like this video, share it, subscribe. Take care.